Hello guys, zip through film history with flashback flicks, subscribe for the ride. Embark on a thrilling journey with the adventures of Tintin, the fearless young reporter, and his loyal dog, Snowy. Together, they uncover mysteries, face dangers, and seek justice in every corner of the globe. Adventure awaits at every turn in The Adventures of Tintin. The story begins at noon in a bustling market. Here, an old man named Silk, a skilled pickpocket, maneuvers through the crowd with precision and agility, his fingers deftly lifting wallets from unsuspecting victims. Silk is well practiced, and his eyes gleam with satisfaction as he counts the number of wallets he has collected so far. Following him closely is a white dog named Snowy, who seems to be observing Silk's every move with an air of curiosity and intelligence. Meanwhile, in another part of the city, a painter is finishing a portrait of a young boy named Tintin. Tintin, a sharp and inquisitive journalist, stands still, allowing the painter to complete his work. As the painter puts the final touches on the painting, Tintin begins to search for his faithful companion, Snowy. Back in the market, two detectives named Thomson and Thompson are awkwardly attempting to blend in while keeping an eye on the crowd from behind their newspapers. Their identical bowler hats and suits make them stand out rather than blend in, but they remain vigilant, watching for any suspicious activity. Tintin eventually finds Snowy, and as they walk together, Tintin's attention is drawn to a replica of a ship displayed in a shop window. The ship, named the Unicorn, is a beautiful and intricately detailed model with 3 main sails and 50 cannons. The ship's craftsmanship is exquisite, and Tintin is immediately captivated by its beauty and historical significance. He decides to buy the ship, which is surprisingly being sold for only $1. However, as soon as Tintin makes the purchase, a detective named Doze approaches him and offers to buy the ship for twice the price Tintin paid. Tintin, intrigued by the detective's urgency and the mysterious aura surrounding the ship, refuses the offer. Detective Doze warns Tintin that possessing the ship could bring him danger, but Tintin remains resolute in his decision to keep it. Shortly after Doze leaves, another man named Sakharine approaches Tintin. Like the detective, Sakharine is eager to buy the Unicorn and is willing to pay any price Tintin asks. Tintin, however, refuses once again, determined to keep the ship. He senses there is more to the ship than meets the eye. When Tintin returns home, he carefully places the Unicorn on a shelf. Snowy, ever curious, finds a magnifying glass and brings it to Tintin. As Tintin examines the ship more closely, a stray cat enters through the window and begins to play with Snowy. In their playful tussle, the ship is knocked over, and one of its main masts breaks. A small iron cylinder falls out, rolling unnoticed under a cupboard. Tintin, eager to learn more about the Unicorn's history, decides to visit the library. Unbeknownst to him, someone is watching his house, possibly with the intention of stealing the ship. At the library, Tintin discovers that the Unicorn was a legendary ship that sailed in the 16th century, captained by Sir Francis Haddock. The ship was attacked by pirates, who suspected it carried valuable secret cargo. Sir Francis Haddock was the only survivor of the attack, and the mystery of what the Unicorn was carrying has intrigued historians ever since. As Tintin delves deeper into the ship's history, he becomes increasingly curious about its secrets. From behind a bookshelf, Detective Doze, who had followed Tintin to the library, watches him closely. Tintin senses someone is watching him and leaves the library, but not before gathering important information about the Unicorn. When Tintin returns home, he is shocked to find that the replica of the Unicorn is missing. He suspects Sakharine and heads to Marlin's Bike Hall, where Sakharine lives. As Tintin sneaks into the house, he is attacked by a fierce dog. Fortunately, Snowy manages to calm the dog, allowing Tintin to continue his search. Inside the house, Tintin finds a replica of the Unicorn, but realizes it belongs to Sakharine when he notices the undamaged mast. Tintin returns the ship and questions Sakharine about his interest in the Unicorn, but Sakharine evades the question and sends Tintin away. Before leaving, Tintin receives a hint from Nestor, Sakharine's servant, to search for a missing part of the ship. Tintin returns home, more determined than ever to uncover the Unicorn's secrets. Snowy leads him to the small iron cylinder that fell under the cupboard. Inside the cylinder, Tintin finds an old piece of paper with a cryptic message: three brothers merge into one and sail by day and night up to the Cross of the Eagle. Below the message is a code that Tintin cannot decipher. Tintin hides the note in his wallet, but shortly after, Detective Doze arrives, warning Tintin that someone would kill to obtain the unicorn ship. As they speak, shots ring out, and Doze is fatally wounded. With his last breath, he utters a cryptic clue about a word in the newspaper. Tintin chases the shooter but fails to catch him. The next day, the bumbling detectives Thomson and Thompson arrive at Tintin's house to investigate Doze's death. Tintin tells them about the detective's final message, Carabudjan. The detectives recognize the word and rush off, but on the way, one of them almost has his wallet stolen by Silk. Silk tries to escape, bumping into Tintin and stealing his wallet in the process. Panic sets in as Tintin realizes the secret paper is in his stolen wallet. He enlists the detectives' help to recover it but is soon kidnapped by Sakharine's men and placed in a box labeled Carabudjan. Snowy, ever loyal, follows Tintin and sneaks onto a ship named Carabudjan, which Sakharine has hijacked. On board, Sakharine searches Tintin for the unicorn's note but finds nothing. He orders his men to torture Tintin until he reveals the note's location. Snowy manages to free Tintin, and together they plan an escape. Tintin prepares a trap to delay Sakharine's men and climbs out of a window, making his way to the room above. In their escape, Tintin and Snowy encounter a drunk man who initially attacks them, mistaking them for Sakharine's men. The drunk man reveals himself as Captain Archibald Haddock, the rightful captain of the Carabudjan. Sakharine and his men betrayed him, locking him up and keeping him drunk to forget his lineage and the secrets of the unicorn. Tintin learns that Captain Haddock is a descendant of Sir Francis Haddock. Together, they plan their escape, but their first attempt leads them to a locked liquor storage room. After a tense struggle, Tintin retrieves the key from a sleeping guard, and they manage to break free. They find a lifeboat and overhear Sakharine's men discussing the Milanese nightingale, a clue that leads them to believe Sakharine is heading to Bahar Baghdad, where the third replica of the unicorn is kept by the Sultan of Baghdad. Sakharine's plan is to use a famous singer, Bianca Castafiore, as a cover to steal the replica. They manage to escape from there on a lifeboat. Soon after, Sakharine discovered that they knew about his plan and sent his henchmen after them. In the middle of the sea, Haddock became thirsty and found some liquor. Under the influence of the alcohol, he burned an oar because he was cold. Tintin woke up and tried to stop the burning, but Haddock poured the liquor onto the fire, causing the boat to be destroyed. Right after, they both saw a plane piloted by Sakharine's men flying around them, opening fire. Tintin intervened and, with a single shot, brought down the plane. He then arrived at the crash site and took Sakharine's men hostage. Tintin, Haddock, and Snowy manage to hijack a plane but encounter a storm and run out of fuel. Tintin uses liquor to refuel the plane, but Haddock's mishaps caused the plane to crash in the desert. After a long walk in the desert they were exhausted and dehydrated, they collapsed. At the night they are found by a friendly Baghdad army patrol and taken to a camp. At the camp, Haddock begins to remember his ancestors' story. He recalls that the unicorn was carrying 400 kilograms of gold when it was attacked by pirates led by Red Rackham. Sir Francis Haddock fought bravely and lost his all people in the fight but ends up captured by Rackham. He eventually escaped and blew up the ship, scattering the treasure into the sea. Tintin realizes that Sakharine, a descendant of Red Rackham, is seeking revenge and the lost treasure. In Bahar, Tintin and Haddock meet the Thompson twins, who return Tintin's stolen wallet. The notes inside are intact. They deduce that Sakharine's plan involves using Castafier's performance to steal the third unicorn replica. At the Sultan's palace, Sakharine, disguised as Castafier's bodyguard, makes his move during her concert. The loud singing shatters the glass protecting the replica, allowing Sakharine to steal it. A high-speed chase ensues. Tintin and Haddock pursue Sakharine on a motorcycle, but a broken dam floods the area, complicating their pursuit. Tintin manages to grab the three notes from Sakharine's eagle and deciphers a code. Sakharine, in desperation, takes Haddock and Snowy hostage, but Tintin saves them, allowing Sakharine to escape with the notes. Despite the setback, Haddock encourages Tintin to keep fighting. Tintin sends a radio signal to Interpol, revealing Sakharine's location. They intercept Sakharine at Marlin's bike hall. In a climactic battle, Haddock and Sakharine fight using heavy machinery. Haddock prevails, and Sakharine is arrested. Examining the 3 notes, Tintin and Haddock discover coordinates leading to Marlin's bike hall, where they find a hidden warehouse filled with Sir Francis Haddock's treasure. Inside, they find a globe with a secret compartment containing even more gold and a treasure map. The story concludes with Tintin and Haddock setting off on a new adventure, driven by the map's promise of 400 kilograms of sunken gold, hinting at more mysteries and dangers ahead, through their journey. The story highlights the importance of courage, persistence, and friendship in overcoming challenges and uncovering hidden truths. This has been Recap of the Adventures of Tintin movie. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and thank you for joining us on this incredible journey. Remember to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more exciting stories from Flashback Flicks. See you next time.